All right, guys, welcome back. We're moving into section 4. Section 4 is going to be all about elbow, forearm, wrist, and hand. Today's episode 1, we'll get into the bones and joints. Next episode will be about muscles in this region. Third episode will be about nerves, a little bit of vasculature. Episode 4 will be self-treatment and exercise. Let's go ahead and take a look at the two bones that are in our forearm, and that will lead us to our elbow and wrist. So we've got the ulna and the radius. The ulna is bigger at the elbow end, and you can see in the image here that it kind of forms a C at that end, and that hooks around our humerus, the bone in our upper arm, and that's where we get our flexion and extension at our elbow joint. The other bone, the radius, I've always thought it looked like the end of a baseball bat, like the end you would hold on to, and it just kind of butts up against the humerus so that it can spin. There's a ligament called the annular ligament that holds it up against the ulna so that it can spin like that. And when it spins, the two bones in our forearm will actually cross. And that movement we would call pronation. So if your palm is down, the two bones in your forearm are going to cross like that. And we can talk more about what muscles make that movement happen when we get to the next episode. Supination, don't worry about the term so much. Supination means palm up, and those bones are going to be right side by side. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the elbow and what's happening there. Let's cruise on down to the wrist. So remember, the ulna is bigger at the elbow end, but the radius is actually bigger at the wrist end. The ulna comes down on the pinky side of our forearm. The radius is more on the thumb side, but yes, it's wider at the bottom. So the radius is going to articulate with most of the carpal bones. We're not going to dig super deep into the carpals. There's two rows. Just think you've got a row that's proximal that articulates with those bones in your forearm, and you've got a row that's distal that articulates with the metacarpals in your hand. And you can see all this stuff on the images there. The thumb's a little bit unique. Again, I'm not going to get super deep into this, but some of the joints around our thumb, so this is our CMC joint, that's a saddle joint. So we can get this type of movement as well as here, and it seems like we can go in circle because we have that type of joint in our thumb. As far as our fingers, your MCP joints, metacarpal, phalangeal, MCP, that's your knuckles, and then you've got IP. We refer to these as the proximal interphalangeal joints, PIP, and then DIP. Not super important, but for those of you who are interested in the anatomy and the terminology, there you go. But it really, each little bit of information helps you understand the workings of the body. And that's my goal, is to improve your understanding and give you the tools to make things move better when they're not moving so well. So that's actually going to be it for today. Pretty quick breeze through of the bones and joints. Stay tuned for episode 2 of section 4, where we'll talk about the muscles in this same region. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you got any questions about any of this stuff.